got a little YouTube video?
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Is it a little YouTube video you do?
No, it's just for public interest.
Oh, right.
That's all.
How's things, alright?
Yeah, not bad.
Looking after yourself?
Would you mind just identifying yourself for me?
Well, why would I need to do that?
Because you addressed me and you're talking to me, so I just want to know who I'm talking to.
Of course I can. PC Bloomfield, here's warrant card.
No worries.
And that's changed.
And your shoulder number?
It's 19, then 48, and then NW for November Whiskey, because we're in northwest London right now.
No worries, thank you very much. And
You're
yourself,
a bit cold in your shorts, aren't you?
No, I'm like this all year round.
Really? You got all set for Christmas?
No.
No, me neither.
The video opens with the auditor stressing he's filming in the public interest, not chasing YouTube clicks, instantly setting a serious tone. An officer cracks a light joke about his shorts and Christmas shopping before sharing his badge number. The auditor stays polite but firm, making it clear he's here for names, numbers, and accountability. He lays out his mission. After years of lockdown chaos, public trust in the police has taken a hit. His aim is to hear directly from officers about how they view that perception. The opening sets the stage for a bigger question: are the police still connected to the people they serve?
I'll wait till like Christmas Eve and panic buy.
I think that's what a lot of people do.
Do you go around a lot of stations doing this?
I go around quite a few, yeah.
Any particular reason why, sir?
Pardon?
Any particular reason why?
Well, first of all, could you just identify yourself for me as well, please?
There you go. Papa, 237 305.
237 305, no worries. Thank you very much, sir.
So why are you here filming today then?
Why? Because I just want to engage with some officers and just see how they feel, because during lockdown and everything else, and there was loads of things going on, and the last couple of years have just been absolutely crazy for everyone. Right? And there's a lot of places all across the country where they feel that the police are so disconnected from the public.
Right.
And all what it is just to see how officers actually feel, whether or not they feel that they are disengaged, and if they are, or a little bit, how you would actually feel and what you would like to see happen to try and bring the people.
The auditor pushes harder, arguing that police have grown disconnected from the public. Officers respond that they're still ordinary citizens, bound by the same laws and policies. But the auditor counters, yes, they may be citizens, yet as constables they swear an oath to uphold the law, placing them in a unique position of responsibility. That's his central concern: are officers held to a higher standard, or do they deflect by claiming they're just like everyone else? His line of questioning exposes a deeper divide between how the police view themselves and what the public expects of them.
How do we feel that we're disengaged to the public? Is that the question?
Yeah.
Well, we are members of the public though, aren't we?
Yeah, really? but you are serving officers, okay, and that is what is actually being split.
Right.
But we're still members of the public, so we're not obviously police officers 24/7, are we? So we are still members of the public, and policy, regardless of it's police policy or government policy, still affects us like it would affect you.
Yeah, but you are serving constables, okay, and as serving constables, okay, you have to uphold the law, okay, and that is what is actually in question, is the way that it's actually done.
So you're questioning whether we're... I'll tell you what, mate, do you want to just step out that way so you don't...
Yeah, no worries, let's go.
Tell you what, sir, have a lovely Christmas. Rather than four of us talk to you, we'll let our colleagues speak to you while they're in uniform.
All right.
We'll go and get changed.
No worries.
Have a lovely Christmas.
And
look
you,
after yourself.
no worries. Take care.
Okay. And you know what you're doing, or you're filming and that. If that's, you know, we've all got to have a hobby. If that's what...
The officers try to step back, hinting their uniformed colleagues will handle the talking. It comes across as a quick retreat from the tougher questions. The auditor stays composed, but it's clear he sees the dodge. One officer dismisses it lightly, joking that everyone needs a hobby, yet the auditor doesn't budge. He keeps pressing for accountability, asking each officer for proper identification. This exchange highlights a clear pattern: when faced with uncomfortable scrutiny, officers often brush it aside rather than confronting the core issue.
Okay, take care.
Okay, you're just recording the station for YouTube, sir.
Well, first of all, would you mind both identifying yourself for me, please?
Constable Mackay, on fire.
It's alright, I'm dyslexic, sir.
PC Mackay.
Sorry.
580 November Whiskey.
1580.
You're recording it so you can watch it back.
How long are you going to be here?
I wasn't.
I don't know. I don't know.
I didn't hear the conversation you had with my colleagues, so I'm not quite sure what you said to them.
Well, first of all, would you mind just identifying yourself properly? PC Gordon. And your shoulder number?
2313.
2313. Cool. Thank you very much.
And what was the conversation between my colleagues and yourself? Oh, I didn't hear anything.
Well, just to find out how the police actually engage with the public. Okay, and how far disconnected at the moment a lot of areas across the country where the police are disconnected from the public.
Disconnect. I mean, the only interaction we have with members of the public is, unfortunately, is when things go wrong. But we don't knock on people's doors and have tea and scones. We only go to someone's house if there's been an incident.
Well, it's not only that. It's also when you actually pull people.
Do what, sorry?
Also, when you actually pull people. Yeah, i.e. whether or not they're in their car or they're walking down the road, okay, and you suspect them of something, okay, it's the way that they're actually treated and the way that you actually present yourself and the way that you actually follow the law as it should be followed.
Well, I mean, there is a procedure, and it's normally recorded, everything we do. So, if there's any, have you been?
As new officers arrive, the auditor wastes no time asking for names and badge numbers. It's not about formality, it's a test of professionalism. They comply, but their tone reveals clear irritation. The auditor then raises his broader concern. It's not just about traffic stops or arrests, but the everyday encounters that shape public trust. How officers present themselves, how they treat people, and whether they follow the law all matter. He presses further on their recording practices, accusing them of failing to announce their cameras right away. To him, it may seem like a small breach, but it points to a wider culture of shortcuts.
Can I have your name, please?
I don't need to give my name.
Okay, well, I'll give you mine.
Alright, we let you carry on recording wherever you want to record. We do other work to get on with, so if there's no pressing matters that you want us to deal with, we'll pop back inside.
Well, yeah, I was actually having a conversation with you. Okay.
Alright, yeah.
So, and for you, the way that you just done that was actually quite rude. Okay, this is the whole problem. When you've got a member of the public talking to you, every single member of the public has the right to actually stop and speak with an officer and ask questions, and that's exactly what I was doing. Okay,
my colleague had answered the question.
Well, I don't know actually what the question was. You said about the way we pull people from their cars.
Okay, right. Basically, it's the way that you actually follow what the law actually is. Okay, and actually follow what your procedures actually are. It's like right now you've got your camera on. Okay, you should have told me at the first possible moment. Okay, that you had actually put your camera on and you were recording. Okay, and that is part of your actual code of ethics that you actually do that under section 3.5.
Well, that would normally be the case if we had detained you or we were...
Well, no, it's as soon as you actually put a camera on. It's as soon as you put a camera on.
I put my camera on when I was inside the building, so you weren't there to tell, were you?
Yeah, but you put it on knowing that you were coming to me, okay, and you should have told me at the first available moment.
So that's your complaint,
okay.
Is it?
No, it's not a complaint. I didn't say it was a complaint, but this is what I'm saying. It's small things that build up to a big thing, okay? Also, it makes your job harder, and it means that things are not followed correctly. Right, and that is what the problem is, okay? There's so many different things and so many...
Here, the auditor directly calls out corner cutting, arguing that every slip in procedure chips away at police credibility. The officers brush him off, claiming they have other work to do, but he pushes back. Accountability isn't extra work, it's part of the job. He stresses that the public expects a police force that upholds the law fully, not one that bends rules for convenience. His persistence exposes the gap between perception and reality. What seems like a minor oversight to officers can feel like outright corruption to the public. And that, he argues, is exactly why trust keeps eroding.
And it's not right. It's not right. Okay, you're there as officers, okay, to uphold the law, right? And yes, we need a police force, and it's very important that we have a police force. But what members of the public want is they do not want a corrupt police force. They want police constables that will actually uphold the law and obey the law as it should be done, and not cut corners. Okay, so when you look at that, how then would you see if you could change one thing, okay, to try and bring the public and the police back together? What would you bring? What would you do?
Well, it's not for me to comment on.
Well, why not? You're a serving constable.
Well, there's probably. Well, at this stage, I'm not going to make a comment about that.
Would you not want to see the police and the actual public closer together? Do they work together a lot better?
Well, I think, obviously, and to a certain extent we do. We've come out here to talk to you because that's what you obviously wanted. You want us to
Yeah, to engage with officers, yeah.
Okay, and then we've asked what you're doing, and you said you're just recording something for whatever reason, just to probably get evidence on how we communicate with you, or how we interact with you.
Yeah.
Having said that, then that's happened now, so there's no reason for us to continue a conversation.
Yeah, but then there were other questions then that I've asked you, like the one that I've just asked you, okay? Now, you say about you can't comment. Yes, you can comment, okay, as an officer, because it's good for the powers that be higher up the chain to see exactly how officers actually feel, okay? And unless officers actually speak up and the public speak up exactly what I'm doing, right, then things aren't ever going to change. And that's why I asked you outright, okay, if there was one thing that you could actually do.
The auditor shifts gears with a bold question. If you could change just one thing to bring police and the public closer, what would it be? The officers hesitate. Some admit they wouldn't know where to start, others insist it's not their place to comment. Their reluctance speaks volumes. When inspectors and sergeants were asked the same, they offered clear answers. So why can't these constables? The silence feels almost dismissive, as if acknowledging the need for change would weaken their authority. To the viewer, though, it comes across as avoidance rather than professionalism.
And that's not a hard question to answer, and that's a question that a lot of officers have answered for me.
Okay, well, so why do you want to ask it from someone else then? If they've told you the answer?
No, that's from their own perspective. This is from your perspective.
Okay, well, I wouldn't know where to start.
You wouldn't know where to
There's
start.
probably more things. There's probably a load of things. Probably not. It's not.
Well, I'm only asking for one. I'm only asking for one thing.
I don't know. Can't give you an answer right now.
You can't give me an answer right now.
So the question is, there's one thing I could change about what the police relationship with the public. Is that essentially what it is? You want to jump in with an answer? I can't.
If you can help out with an answer as well, that'd be cool.
What's the question? Repeat it, please.
Okay. If there was one thing that you could actually change to try and bring the public and the police back together to work closer together, what would it be?
Well, okay.
Change.
The perception is that we are opposite sides of the fence. The public and the police are not against each other. So that
Well, no, the public have lost a lot of faith in the police.
in certain circumstances.
Okay, and this is why people would like to see a change, and they want things to be done correctly. And that's why I asked you if there was one thing that could be changed. And I don't see why it's such a hard question to actually answer. I've had inspectors, I've had sergeants, I've had DCs, I've had so many officers actually answer this question, so I don't see why it's such a hard question to answer.
I said the perception that it's us and them. Us, the police, but there's you, the public. Why have you lost confidence with the police? Obviously you have. You're standing out here in a winter's day.
Well, it doesn't mean that I've lost faith, okay? What I actually want is I want a clean police force, okay? That actually uphold the law, right? And officers that break the law should not be allowed to actually step down and walk away from their job and then get a pension if they've actually broken the law, okay? They should be actually done as anybody else would for breaking the law, and they should not be then given their pension from the public purse, right, for something that they've done wrong. And this is what people are actually asking questions about. If you look at the Met alone, right, and you look over the period of 2018 to 2019, okay, in a 12-month period, you actually had just over 600 officers, okay, that were up for breaking the law, that then managed to step down when they were being investigated.
The auditor raises the stakes with cold, hard numbers. Over 600 Met officers accused of misconduct in a single year, many retiring with full pensions before investigations were complete. To him, this strikes at the very core of public distrust, officers breaking laws yet escaping accountability, all while taxpayers foot the bill. He calls it a loophole that lets corruption slip by unnoticed. The officers push back, arguing pensions are based on service contributions, not conduct, but the auditor isn't convinced. He says it's unacceptable. If officers want respect, these loopholes must close. The moment lands like a hammer, proof that the system protects its own, not the people.
Come on, that's not right. That's why the public are losing faith. Why should somebody who breaks the law then be able to still get paid? And this is why the public are losing faith, and this is why we're asking, if there's one thing as a serving constable that you could change, what would it be?
I told you, the mentality that it's us and them. These people who get a pension then, their pension is based on their service.
It makes no difference, they've broken the law.
And their contributions.
They've broken the law, end of story, okay? The money for their pension, okay, and they're public servants, and sorry, but they should not be able to take their pension, okay, for what they've done wrong.
Okay, well, that's not for us to comment on the legalities of it. People normally would lose the pension if they're dismissed after an investigation. If people choose to retire before an investigation, then they're entitled to their pension, and it might be a loophole, but that's what happens. That's
a loophole that should be closed.
Well, it's not up to me to comment on that, or I certainly don't have any power for that to happen. And that happens in all government departments, whether you're a police officer or a teacher or a civil servant, you get a pension based on your service and your contributions, regardless of your behaviour. If you leave under a cloud, you leave under a cloud. There's nothing there that says if you leave under a cloud you won't get your pension, unless you're sacked for gross misconduct. And in which case you get your contributions back, I believe. I don't know enough about it to comment.
Okay. No worries. And yourself, sir?
I don't know enough about pensions to comment on it.
Okay, no, just anything that you could change.
I think it's important that when we speak to the public, we're dealing with them, that we explain why we're doing so. And to just keep that up, basically.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
That's it.
That's perfect. Cool. Can I say thank you very much for your time, gentlemen?
Thank you.
Okay, do have a good day.
Yes,
okay,
sir.
and be safe.
Finally, one officer offers a constructive thought. Police should explain their actions more clearly so the public can understand decisions. The auditor praises it as a simple but meaningful step toward rebuilding trust. Yet he reflects, why did it take so long to get a straight answer? Why did so many others avoid the question? His closing message is firm. The public has every right to ask, and officers must be ready to answer. Silence and defensiveness only widen the gap. If real change is to come, transparency has to be embraced, not dodged.